put the music all the way down. All right, we should be good. We should be able to hear me. We should be able to hear you, Harlem. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
over here real quick, and then we'll talk about Tekken. Let me get the call out of the way. That's for later. Let me pull up. Oh, I have it. All right, we are. I think I can do it on external gazer, and then we'll look at it later. See if this pulls it up. Perfect. Um, if you go to externalgazer.com, we're just like doing a big info stream there. It's mostly like cultural information about China and video games and stuff we like. It's just another curated like content funnel or like tube more whatever faucet. There you go. It's like the way we did GMG. It's just a faucet of information that we think is cool. Um, right now we don't have to look too deeply at it, but I can pull this up. Give me just a second because I can actually pop this out, I think. Yeah, interact. We're going to Too Many Games at the end of the month, which is like a pretty big game convention outside of Philadelphia, at the end of June. And there is a independent game showcase there that we will be checking out. So we featured that on External Gazer if you want to check out some independent games. The first article, either of these articles will take you to the website. So far I played Quantum Cortex and I played Iron Meat off the list. We'll be looking at other games as we get closer to the convention. Harlem, have you had a chance to play Iron Meat?
Unfortunately, I didn't have the time.
I'll pull that one up because this was like we're gonna look at a couple of things and then we're gonna talk Tekken 6 for Platinum. But I'll just like plug Too Many Games because we're gonna be there and this is kind of our coverage for the rest of the month, like in terms of real shit. There's demos for both of these games out right now. Quantum Cortex was not my bag. It's like like what do you call it? Like a Metroid type situation with the platforming and the combat and stuff. Um, so that one was like that's not what I'm about. But I really liked Iron Meat, man. Iron Meat was kind of like Contra, Metal Slug. It was pretty good, dude. I really think you'll like it. So that'll be one I'll play on the floor. I'll go to the on the convention floor, I'll go to the showcase and get my hands on that and see how it's looking. See what's advanced from the demo and what they have to show off. But we'll do this with a couple of the games off the list and really take a good look at them and feature them and pull their info from Steam and just put it on the site. Um, Let me see. Oh, nice. This is right on screen. This is perfect. The only other thing I think that I wanted to talk about before we get into Tekken, let me look, is Toomba and Lane. So, you informed me, and then I immediately put it on here that Toomba is coming back. They're re-releasing Toomba. I've been saying for how many years have you known me, Harlem?
I think
Three,
6.
yeah, but for like at least 3 or 4 years, I've talked about like how much I love Tomba and how like to me Tomba very much like Tomba and Parappa the Rapper and a couple of other games really make up the like PS1 era for me. And that era's kind of gone because I don't know if you feel this way, but it's mostly like when people think about the PS1, you basically have like Silent Hill, Metal Gear, but you don't like hear a lot. You sort of sometimes hear about like Ape Escape maybe, but there were a lot of games on the PS1 that were like just colorful and crazy and weird, and they did not carry over. You know what I mean? Um,
Hmm.
so for Tomba to be back, that kicks major ass. But then in 3 days, let's pull this up so we can actually look at it because this is the last story I want to get into, at least until later. Um, there is a exhibition, digital art exhibition, which is appropriate, I think, for Serial Experiments Lane. But it's what is it, the 25th anniversary? The 20 for yeah, for the 25th anniversary, they put together a whole thing in VR chat to commemorate the series. So I guess they've updated this, and you can go to the weird corridor, the monitor display tower. Just it seems like it'll be fun. The school route, the crazy street with the shadows and the fucking universe falling apart. So we'll be hanging out there. We're definitely gonna check that out. Probably do a live stream from in there and just can look at it, kind of like we did with the Capcom thing. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That shit kicked ass, honestly. When they did I think it was during COVID or something, but they did the Capcom like showcase or the whatever it was in with like a VR setup, and it was awesome. It was really cool. All right. I think that is it for now. So let me kick this out of here. And then let me hit the let's go to platinum. You ready to go to platinum?
You've played the
Yeah.
games, you finished them, you watched the credits roll, but did you get the platinum? 100 platinum trophies, 100 games, one player. The Heka Collective presents Platinum, Soul on Display.
All right, cool. Great transition. We made it to the platinum set, dude. Everything is still
Yeah.
functioning. Everything looks good. Um, what are we talking about tonight? What game are we doing?
I'm talking about Tekken 6, classic from the PS3 era. It's
What's up, guys?
Yo, man, you're just in time. We're talking about
What's
Tekken
going
6.
on?
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Tekken, but all right, I'll sit
We're gonna
around.
learn. We're about to learn right now. We're about to probably get around a 15 or 20-minute history lesson right here.
Okay.
So Harlem, Tekken 6, the most recent Tekken game, what is that? 8, 7? What is that?
8.
8?
Yeah, we're at Tekken 8 now.
All right. So back all the way up. Help me. I've played Tekken 2. I think I've played Tekken 3. What's happening in
Mm-hmm.
Tekken? Who are the major players? Who's designing?
So,
Who's at the helm? Give us the quick rundown on the history of the franchise.
so Tekken is a Bandai Namco franchise, right? And the creator of the Tekken series is Harada,
I see him
which
on
you
Twitter.
guys probably know
Yeah, I
him.
know him.
Yeah, he's all the time on Twitter yapping about and being mad and being his usual self, which we do love Harada because he delivers. The man delivers, man. What can I say? And you know, been developing the series for about as long as I have been alive, I guess. Maybe I wasn't like a baby when Tekken 1 came out. When did Tekken 1 came out? I don't even
It was
remember. Let me
on.
see.
I remember at least 1 and 2 were on the PS1. So it was in the 90s, the late 90s.
Let me see. Release date.
I feel like I had 2 in like
I
98.
wasn't even born yet.
Yeah,
I wasn't
94
even
for
be
number
born
1.
yet. Yeah, I would be born 6 years later.
Let me pull up. Your screen is live, so just, be careful,
Mhm.
man, but I'm gonna put it on the stream. Don't do anything crazy.
I'm not gonna go to lane chain, don't worry.
Make it a little bigger. There you go. All right, what do you these are the trophies, right?
Mm-hmm. The
So-
trophy list.
So okay, tell me about what's happening like from, from Tekken 1 to Tekken 6. Like what are we coming into with Tekken 6? Um, give me a little bit here. I still feel a little bit like I'm lost.
So this might sound really humorous to all, but Tekken, like as a series, as a story point, it's almost like a Doctor Phil episode, right?
Okay, so it's
So
dramatic.
yeah, so it's dramatic, so it's over exaggerated and shit. So it's basically a family that has a multiple, the story of dads and sons beating the fuck out of each other for like 5 or 6 generations now, and what happens is one of them is dethroning the other to take control of their corporation that they're the owners of, and somehow that escalates into demons taking over the earth, the end of the world happening, mass genocides, just the good stuff.
So, for somebody like me who's kind of a dumbass, can you put it this way and basically say that if Street Fighter is like GTA, Tekken is kind of like Saints Row?
uh I'd say it's inverse actually.
Okay, all right.
I'd say like Tekken is a little bit more grounded in the sense of I could see this happening tomorrow. You know, I could see
Okay.
me totally waking up and seeing like, oh, a massive CO is actually a fucking
But
demon
then
and
there's
it's
like a
fucking
guy
powerful.
in the tiger head and the bear that fights in the martial arts tournaments.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
with you.
So you know, if I woke up tomorrow and some random CEO said I'm actually the demon, I'm actually Lucifer, I would be inclined to agree. You know, so Tekken has that, but Tekken has more of that generational conflict because this is the game where famously dads throw their fucking sons out of a cliff in every single game, and vice versa. So no,
So
kind of a weird game.
we come to six. The series is well established. The fan base is set. How is
Mhm.
it for trophies? I mean, is the game well received amongst the franchise? Tell me a little bit about the actual like the actual game Tekken 6. Tough game, difficult
Yeah,
game. Give me what you got.
uh, I would say this game is not that difficult. I would say it's a 4 or a 5 difficulty wise, but
To
it's kind of
platinum.
like this game to platinum, yeah. But it's kind of like I have experience in fighting games, you know, so this one is a little bit of a weird thing for me to say, but this game has. I would even rate this game like a 5 out of 10 difficulty, or I would rate it like a 10 out of 10 for infuriating trophies. Because there is some stuff in this game that is literally meant to just break your mentals completely. It's just complete trolling, like this one here. There's this stage or this trophy here. Let me see if I can find it. Um, it's like the Devojin trophy, but there is one stage where we have to beat Devojin. But before you get to Devojin, you are on a train, and on that train there is like literally 7 or 10 waves or of demons. And in this mode, it's basically like an RPG. It's kind of similar to the World Tour mode on Street Fighter 6,
Okay.
but it controls like ass, like an absolute ass. Like the controls of this game on that mode are absolutely ridiculous because you will kill a demon on that mode, and the demon will literally have an animation of him die on the floor, but your lock on doesn't get out of that demon until he's disappeared from the floor. So you might be fighting 6 or 7 of them, and your character is like focusing on the guy who's literally dead on the floor, and you're getting hit by like 6, 7, or 8 different places, and you just instantly die. So if you even manage to survive that, then Devujin shows up and you have to fight him. And it's this trophy here. What a nightmare. And it's an ultra rare on PlayStation, as you can see it. So it pretty much tells the story.
Yeah,
On the side is a
4.1%.
15%. Yeah, and on the side is a 15%, but on PSN it's a 4.1 for a reason. This sucks because you have to grind gear to get there to even have a chance. And even if you do, there's a very big chance the game might literally be like, Lamau, I'm gonna end your run, dude. This really sucks.
That's that, all right. So it's like as fighting games go, the platinum is not exactly easy to get. Because like I would say that the Street Fighter 6 platinum's got to be one of the easiest platinums to get in a fighting game. But this
Mm-hmm.
actually requires you to be pretty decent.
It's like a 5 out of 10 to me, but it has so many, things that are just there to fuck with you, in a sense of like you're gonna have to try over and over again, and it probably doesn't have like a right way to do it. You're probably gonna have to find a way to do it yourself because of how the story mode is set up on this game. So there's that. You also gonna have to beat the game with every single one to get gallery completionist over here.
And this is still an achievable platinum, right? This isn't tied to any.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can still there's multiplayer trophies, but they're very simple. So here's the gallery completionist basically guide for you to do. So you're gonna have to clear all stages in the scenario campaign, including the Devil stuff, all character prologues, all character endings, all arcade team battle and arcade survival modes. And this takes a while. Holy shit. You have to beat Azazel, which is the final boss of the arcade version of Tekken 6, like, no joke, 25 times to get this. And it's so fucking boring at some point.
Yeah,
You're like losing your
this is like
mind at some
attrition.
point.
This is the arcade mechanic of like, yeah, you just gotta do it. How do you do it? You just do
Mhm.
it.
You just do it. Yeah, there's no. I have no tips and tricks for this besides grind a lot on arcade mode, on the scenario mode, and get the best gear you possibly can. Because some of these stuff is absolutely insane for you to do without fucking the right gear. It's impossible. And there's like, of course, do the fucking 50 chain combo in scenario, which is pretty easy. Upgrade the Elisa to the max level. But on the sense of now talking about the story of this game, I don't know what the fuck I'm experiencing in the story mode of this game. I know what happened, but it's like, god damn it, it's basically Jin, which is the son of Kazuya, because Kazuya got a chick pregnant during the Tekken 5 or 4 tournament, which alright, I'm gonna pretend that happened. I'm gonna pretend that demon of a dude actually got a chick pregnant, okay? I'm gonna pretend that actually happened. And he has a son, which is this dude, but this dude basically have the devil gene on his blood, and he's kind of like a fallen angel or something. And this guy basically decides that he realizes that there is a demon who's gonna come to the world, and this demon is gonna end up the world. But the only person who can end this demon is a demon like himself. So to make sure that demon actually spawns on Earth, he just says, "You know what? I'm gonna commit genocide, so he can come to the Earth, and I can beat his ass." But man, he literally commits genocide, and then he's like, "I'm gonna walk the deserts. I'm gonna be depressed for the rest of my life now." After that shit, and it's like, it's so tragic, but it's so funny at the same time. That's happening, and nobody cares about this dude besides Xiaoyu. Since his introduction to this girl, who loves him a lot and just goes around chasing him as well. So it's Tekken stuff.
So you really play fighting games for the story. Um,
Yeah, I like them. They're so funny.
well, so I wanted to bring up that I know you're a big fan of Cross Tekken, and I know that you just had the Street Fighter announcement with the kind of crossover characters. You had mentioned you wanted to bring up the uh article about Bison, or well, Bison's coming out. He's the first in season 2, but um, we had posted the Gazer. I'll pull it up. This article. Oh, hold on. Give me a second to pull it up. But Bison is back and he's in the same body, which is what I've
Somehow.
yeah, somehow, which is what I've been told. Um, let's see if I can fix this. So if you wanted to talk about that at all, feel free.
Yeah.
Isn't his whole thing that he makes extra bodies to swap into?
Yes.
Yeah. He makes like a lot of swap bodies, but it's like, okay, so he made Cammy for that.
Has he ever
Cammy
swapped bodies?
he swapped he always swaps into the clones' bodies, at least in the games. But he made like Cammy and the dolls for that as well, like
Okay.
the Capre and the other ones.
Yeah,
But it's like,
I have
but
this
it's like,
from Automaton West, where he's in search of a identity, and that what is it? Something about his hand in the trailer gives away that he's this in the same body. I don't mean to interrupt you, Harlem, but that's what I've got from the article.
yeah. So Bison is kind of a. I'm gonna be honest with you. I cannot stand Bison anymore because every single game he comes back. The only Street Fighter game he ain't back is Street Fighter 3, and that's basically my second most favorite Street Fighter game. I think it's tied with 6 because Street Fighter 3 has soul, so I can never say it's not my favorite. But it's like he's always back, man. And what's the point of Street Fighter 5 now? What is actually the point of Street Fighter
I
5? Because
guess we'll
Street Fighter
see.
5 was actually like goodbye Bison. You're actually dead this time because there's the whole thing of Bison still getting destroyed with that special Hadoken, but now it's like I guess it did have some effect because he has amnesia now. He doesn't understand where he is, where what he's meant to do. So I think if they're gonna neutralize the character in the sense that he ain't evil anymore, then that's
Yeah,
fine.
I think he'll
But he
be on a redemption arc here.
yeah, but if he's just gonna be evil again, then I'm kind of gonna be like, Nakayama, you're kind of ruining this whole thing again.
Yeah, because Nakayama was the one to say that if you play Street Fighter's arcade mode, you will see that Bison is the real Bison. He does not have a new body. So, I mean, I think if anything, they're probably not. I think people are mistaken in thinking that he's going to be like the big bad enemy. Seems like a red herring.
Hmm.
I think it would be funny if he starts hanging out with Ryu, because he's the thing that strikes me is he's dressed like Ryu, right? He's wearing the same kind of hobo
It seems like
sash.
a hobo that goes around, but he has the horse, which is really cool. He has the horse from what's the name from the Bison Street Fighter 2. It's a reference to that movie with Van Damme
Yeah, yeah.
with the Paul Julia, I think he was his name, the actor who played him. Paul Julia, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
what was it? For me it was a Tuesday.
Yeah. So he now has that horse. So I don't even know what to think because this could go so many different ways, to be honest. But it's like I do understand that bringing Bison back kind of makes characters like Juri have her arc again. Same thing for characters like Ed. Maybe Ed would have a bigger purpose now because he was a clone and shit.
How
So who
long,
knows?
how many years did 5 last for?
I think 7 to 8 years. It was a long ass
Yes,
time. It was
they
basically
might be
the
trying
entire
to think
game.
about how to send some of these characters off, man.
Hmm. But it's like I don't know what to think. I'm more excited for Terry and Mai, honestly, because of the giant ass lore dump that's gonna be dumped upon
Yeah,
us
if you wanna,
when they
because
come.
I mean, I know there's enough here to sort of just join all these games by mega crossovers, and there could be crossovers on crossovers in the future if there's enough demand for it. But like, what do you make of all this? What do you make of these characters from with Fatal Fury coming into Street Fighter 6 and
Because because Joe, what's his name? Not Joe. Terry was on a. I think it was on a second Street Fighter game or something. But
yeah,
they're from the same creator, like Street Fighter and what's his name? Garo, Fatal Fury. They are from the same creator.
right.
So he kind of showed that he kind of had the plans, but then he went to SNK once Street Fighter One development was done. So he always kind of had this weird relationship. SNK staff and Capcom staff were always friendly to each other. They went to dinner together, and that's how the Capcom versus SNK games were made. There was those whole classic games, and there are always some weird stuff in the middle, like the way Dan was made to be a funny joke at the expense of SNK because of I think it was the
Oh,
Art of
right.
Fighting
Yeah,
series.
Dan.
Yeah. So he was supposed to be a mockery, a friendly mock-up, telling them that their games was not as good. But they were always friendly to each other. It was like a friends
Yeah,
playing with each other, man.
it's like a little bit of a troll on your boys.
Uh-huh.
Like,
So,
haha, we
you know,
made
they,
Dan. You guys are like
so he,
Dan.
so there's like quotes from them saying that he wanted to be the king of fighters and the master of the art of fighting. When he wins a battle, I think it was on Street Fighter 4 or Alpha. There were always like these cheeky references.
Right.
And we didn't know for sure, but since Terry and my will have world tour stages and you know conversations with us, I just think they're just gonna make Fatal Fury probably canon to Street Fighter because Street Fighter already has a shared universe with other Capcom fighting games like Rival Schools. There's some hint that Darkstalkers might be. Strider absolutely is canon to Street Fighter because of uh what's his name? Zeku on Street Fighter 5. He literally creates the Striders on that game.
Yeah.
There is of course Final Fight is canon, we know that for sure. Been a while. We know that what's his name of that other game? Captain Commando is always
Yeah. Yeah.
is canon too. But Captain Commando has so many, things about it. Like we know for sure there's an NPC on a bridge near the beginning of the game, near the beat part of the map on the first map. But there's like an NPC there with a what's her name? Pink hair, and she's absolutely from the Captain Commando game. And
Right.
you can do some side quests there. And we know that Captain Commando takes place in the future. There is like a lot of theories of who Captain Commando could be in the future. If it's Luke, if it's not, you know. But there's definitely similarities between the moves of Luke and Captain Commando, including his tattoos, because he
Yeah.
has a star tattoo all over his body, and Captain Commando has a star on his arm or on the same places, I guess. So it's kind of like, it's crazy, man. The Street Fighter universe is absolutely bonkers because there's Akuma showing up into Tekken, and then there's like the guy from
Yeah, Kuma
Tekken.
links it all.
Yeah, because there's the guy Katsuhiro Harada was like, yeah, Jesus Howard taught fucking Elise the Dark Wave, and Jesus Howard is from Fatal Fury as well. So it seems like if they're gonna make it canon, it's not gonna be King of Fighters, it's gonna be Fatal Fury, which is the original
S-
fighting series from
So,
SNK.
to wrap it up, if you've been playing Tekken 8, is it worth it to go back, pick the sticks up, and play Tekken 6? And
Uh,
should you plat it if you don't have the plat, but you'd like to give it a go? Worth platting? Should worth
it,
going back to? Yay or nay?
it's worth going back to for the core combat in the verses because this is Tekken at a simpler time where we didn't have heat gauges and all of this new Tekken stuff was kind of enraging, to be honest. I don't really like Tekken 8 combat system. This is like simpler times for Tekken in there, but I would say this platinum is not worth your time. The game is nice, to play Tekken 6 again, but that fucking mode, the actual scenario mode, it's infuriatingly bad. Like it's so fucking shitty. How some like small tweaks to this game would make it so much better. Like the lock on feature that it doesn't auto lock off for you
Yeah.
of characters. It's so infuriating. And then the item drops you have to get in this game to absolutely beat the Devil Jin stage. It's gonna take a while. So I cannot recommend this platinum to a Tekken fan with that clear conscience. This is kind of dog shit, to
Yeah,
be honest.
too
Like the
too
fucking
too mind numbing.
yeah. So if you wanna play Tekken 6, actually play it because Tekken 6 is still great. Like this game has some baller ass songs, baller designs, and it's pretty fun. There's also another boss which is the Nancy boss. I don't remember where it is, the achievement. But here, Machine Crusher. This boss here, man, it's kind of weird. You have to beat this boss, and he absolutely doesn't take much stagger. He's just a giant ass robot you have to beat. And it may seem like impossible to beat this thing here because he was made to absolutely be like a score thing on the arcade version of Tekken. So they made him broken as hell, and you most likely will always lose the fight. But I think, yeah, it's super hard, man. How you did it? You grab Devil Jin, man, and you press two buttons over and over again, and this thing literally dies in front of you. There's like a loophole. I think it's forward X or some other button, and you just keep pressing that, and you can just do that. And it's so insane that they actually never fixed this. There's even here like a look at him here. There's even now like a Devil see forward X over and over. That's the secret to beating this shit. But I actually think the platinum would be a 6 out of 10 if this didn't have a cheese mode. Because I remember when I was younger, there was the actual arcade machines of Tekken 6, and people couldn't beat the shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was absolutely insane. Look at how many tutorials there were back then. There's 5 versions of how to beat it. And better times, like, I actually miss the arcade times of Tekken 6. But it's not a worthwhile platinum for you, or anybody, I think, that isn't a hardcore fighting game fan.
All right. Well, there you have it. Let me throw us back to the other set. Good job, Harlem. Thank you for recounting the the tale of Tekken 6. Um, all right, I think it's this one. Yeah. Let me get the Discord out of here. All right. I think I think that's everything. The main thing is we'll be at too many games, so if you're in the greater Philadelphia area and you're going, uh, you know, hit me up on Twitter or hit the Heck account up on Twitter and say what's up. You know, I might have some like stickers or something. If you bump into me there, I'll be covering the Indie Game Showcase. You can find out more information about that on externalgazer.com. And then I think like in the fall, man, we're doing we're getting our store going. We're doing some shit. We'll have Neon Seed #1 out. And keep it moving. Anything to add? Oh no, he says be right back. Awesome. He's got nothing to add. All right, then I'll get us out of here and take it easy.